Hi everyone, my name's Abigail. I'm nearly 60. Oh my god, I've been alive forever. And I was diagnosed at less than 3 months ago. I had Melrotation, volvulus, and I had major emergency life-saving surgery. I had part of my large intestine removed and part of my small. Not much. I didn't have too much removed. I had a laparotomy, so I've got quite a big abdominal scar straight down the middle. Surgeon was pleased he missed my tattoo, so that was lovely. So one of the biggest things, and this is literally caused me a lot of psychological pain. I've really struggled with this at different times. So, and I might have mentioned this a bit in my other videos. So one of the biggest things for me was not being able to eat very much. And I'm a really skinny person. I've always been a really skinny person. I just thought I was like that. So I've never been able to eat very much. I've only been able to eat small amounts, and because it would hurt. So I would always know, and I think I said in the other video, if I was really hungry, I could have a couple of bites. I'd be fine. And so then suddenly, and the reason, it was always because it would hurt. Like if I ate some lollies, sweets, lollies, or candies, I would be like, okay, I want to stop now. When's it going to hurt? And then I knew the exact point it hurt. I still know the point where when I eat a meal, it would hurt. So, and what happened was, because I don't have the pain anymore, but psychologically I knew with the next bite it would start to hurt. I started to panic. I was like, I can't eat more. I can't. It's like my stop valve was turned off. But then I'm like, and I thought the hurting was full. That meant I was full. And I didn't know that doesn't mean you're full. That just means whatever's going on in here with my melrotation had been activated and I couldn't eat anymore. So now it's like I don't have that. So then I'm like, well, what is full? When do you stop eating? Like, I don't even know. I still can't work it out, to be honest. I just can't. I'm like, how do I eat what I used to eat? Okay. And so then I get to the hurt point. It doesn't hurt anymore. So then I can still fit more in. And then it feels the same as when I started eating. So how do I know I'm full? Like, when do you know that you're full? Because for me, it just feels like I can put more food in than I've ever put in my life. And it's kind of scary. Like, what? How do I do this? Like, and when do I stop? And am I really hungry? And I only kind of know I'm hungry when I'm super hungry. Is that normal? I don't even know anymore. I'm so lost to understand, and I'm still working it out. I did go through a period probably after the first month or two where it would just literally do my head in every time I had to eat, because I couldn't figure it out, and I didn't want to bite past the hurt point where it would always hurt. So it was like, okay. And then I got past that. But now I'm like, well, what is full? When do you, like obviously you can get to the point where you're super duper full, but what's like a little bit full that you should stop eating? Like, I don't know. Because I think I said in the other videos, I would constantly watch people eat, especially people at work. When I used to have a full-time job, I'd watch them eat and I'd think, how do they fit in? I think this all the time. For years I thought this. I used to watch them in amazement and think, how do they eat so much? It's because they don't have dinner at night. And then they'd start talking about dinner and I'd be like, maybe they have tiny dinners. Like, I don't understand. And then they'd have morning tea and afternoon tea. I'd be like, where are they putting all this food? I don't understand. And then I'd even watch my parents, who are in their 80s. Like, I was at their house a few months ago and I was like, watching them eat, going, what? How do you eat so much food? And how do you eat so much variety? Like, and they're perfectly healthy. They get around and do whatever they want. And I'm like, what? So before I knew that I had this condition, I just used to question life all the time. And it was like being in this weird la la land where you weren't like everybody else. but there was no answer because my mum had taken me to the doctors numerous times as a child about my tummy aches, and I'd gone as an adult numerous times, and no one ever did anything. And so I thought, I'm just in this la la land of how are people eating so much food, and how do they do that, not realizing that I had the problem that everyone else. I don't know if I'm explaining it right, but anyway, that was one of the most massive things in my life. And then I have all these other issues, and I think I'd be really interested to hear from other people with Melrotation if you have this same problem, because if this takes place in the 10th week of pregnancy approximately, when your internal organs become internal, from external to internal, and they get fixed in place. And if you're having some type of malabsorption of nutrients and vitamins, minerals, whatever it is, then surely that would have been present in the womb. So then do you end up with deficits at pivotal weeks when you should be having a certain amount of nutrients? Because I also have face blindness and dyslexia, and I've got no clue. Like, I can't, the face blindness is the worst, and the dyslexia spreads across multiple areas of my life, and I'm like, okay, how does that work? But I wonder if other people who have this condition, or even if you've had children that have this condition, because I know it's really quite common to be diagnosed early, if they have other co-conditions that sit alongside it, because it seems really strange to me that I'm so impacted by certain bizarre random things, like having fine hair because I was not getting biotin, and now it's growing all over my head. And just always vitamin D. That's another one. I've been obsessed for years with having a suntan, and it literally, because I was malnourished of vitamin D, I believe that's part of it. It literally would make my body just go, everything's in tune, everything's working well. So I wonder if there's more to it, and I'd be so interested to hear from people, but that's my condition. So I'm like, nearly 3 months. It's been a lot. It's been a lot being exhausted, a lot needing to do things slowly. And you know, life's really interesting, you know, like I stepped out of my career a little while ago because of a workplace incident that was really severe. And I was really fought, you know, endlessly to get my career back, and for some reason it wouldn't happen, which was really bizarre to me, because I'd always worked and had worked for a really long time, and then nothing would line up no matter what. I even applied for this one job that was absolutely perfect, and they rang me and they said, oh, we're really sorry, we've got the ad wrong, it's in another city, which was miles away. I'm like, okay, I get it. I'm not supposed to have a job. And this was a couple of years ago. And so for the last couple of years, I've just really been able to do not much at all. And then I realized, after having this, now I realize how sick I actually was, and that I couldn't have done my job anymore. I couldn't have done anything, because it had just gotten so progressively worse over time. But anyway, I'd be so interested to hear from other adults who have the same thing, and how it affected you. On a positive note, I think it was really good for me, because I think it didn't really age me a lot, because I only had like small portions all the time, and so I think on that level it was really good. So there's lots of benefits, I suppose. I don't know, but it's what it is. I'll do another video later about my healing journey. I've actually got a write-up of week by week what it was like, and I mean, I'm past the point of exhaustion, thank goodness. But my issue now is, how's this scar going to settle, and do I want a revision with it, which I probably do, because I like the beach. But it's not the scar, it's that it's mismatched and kind of got a lot of puckering. Whether that straightens out next year, I don't know. But the scar itself is healing really well, and internally it feels like it's healing well. So please, let's share some information.